Hi, I'm Joan Ducom, and today's morning musings is earthquakes, hurricanes, and cancer. Oh my. I'm doing a series of daily morning musings, and I'm using posts from my blog, Adventures in Density and Effort, as inspiration. And I wrote these a while ago, and the world has completely changed since then. So if I encounter anything that is out of date, I'll stop and give you the most recent information. At the end, I will summarize the topic based on what's going on today. Also, I have some special offers, so stay tuned to the very end to see what they are. Earthquakes, hurricanes, and cancer. Oh my. It continues to be a pretty exciting time for a lot of us folks. The US has had a hurricane the size of Europe moving up the East Coast. Just a few days ago, there was an earthquake in Virginia, wimpy by California and West Coast size, but the largest ever in the region. It was felt all the way up to Canada and over the Midwest to Ohio. Here in DC, there seemed to be little damaged, but it cracked the Washington Monument, so it may never reopen. In the midst of this, my mother fell and fractured her pelvis. It wasn't serious enough for an operation, but it still required 18 days in the hospital. Hospitals are amazing places. They're like giant corporate auto shops for bodies. Because Western medicine is all about finding out what's wrong, she got a lot more tests than she ever would have normally. And after x-rays and CT scans, they finally found a spot on her lung. The assistant oncologist went to Disney World before the results came through, so we were able to get discharged and go home to focus on physical therapy. Apparently, that's all you can do with a fractured pelvis. Practice walking around on it. We came home yesterday, and tonight Hurricane Irene is passing by. It's only going to spit in our direction, but family from Delaware had to evacuate. Other family in Queens is just riding it out, but they've lived through Asian typhoons before. I'm guessing their apartment in Flushing is better built than the one they had in Taipei. There are just so many disasters to react to. I don't know where to begin. In times like these, I fall back on several key things that I have learned. One, don't react dramatically, even if it seems dramatic. Drama indicates what's happening isn't real. It's a magnified story, a distorted interpretation of what's really going on. It's a waste of energy to react to others being that way, and it's a drain on your own energy to act that way. Once in a while, it's okay to let off steam, but going postal doesn't create real change. Earthquakes are a physical manifestation of where the collective is stuck. When I look at my own life and the lives of those around me, whenever there's an earthquake, it indicates a breakthrough. If I or those around me are dealing with our own inner earthquakes, we're spared the geological one. Last week's earthquake in DC came after spending 2 weeks with my mother in hospital. After it happened, we were able to move towards discharge. I can hear people ask, what about New Zealand? They've been having monthly aftershocks for a year. When I look at Christchurch, I'm actually seeing it as a focal point for a disintegrating global pattern, which is why it keeps continuing. Disasters are an opportunity to bring out the best in humanity. Often you read of great acts of compassion and heroism after a disaster. There were amazing stories coming out of Japan after the recent tsunami, how communities pulled together, shared resources, helped others. The greater the devastation, it seems, the greater the heart opening. 4. Choose your roller coaster. At best, you can choose your roller coaster. If 100-mile-an-hour winds are coming towards your house, fretting about something else might distract you from battening down the hatches. The spot on my mother's lung was revealed after a grueling fortnight recovery from a fractured pelvis. The stay in the hospital was challenging enough. With Alzheimer's, she had to be continually reminded where she was and why she was there. We'll deal with the test results and the follow-up procedures after we've had a couple weeks to more physically recover from her injury. Give yourself a break and just focus on the next indicated thing. And 5, there's light at the end of the tunnel. It does get better. Whatever is going on, no matter how difficult, no matter how never-ending it seems, from the perspective of consciousness, it's just a blink of an eye. Life in physical reality is a dip in the pool. Enjoy your splashing around until swim time is over. Well, I think all of those things are really great suggestions for what's going on in the world today. I'll have to say Hurricane Irene was enormous, but we've had Hurricane Sandy, which had more of an impact in the New York area. And with climate change, hurricanes, typhoons, things like that are getting more and more intense and more unpredictable. So as we move forward in this uncertain time, these are really great suggestions. Because here's the thing, we as consciousness are bigger than any of the stories that are going on in our life, and that includes the stories in the news and physical stories happening outside. And when we learn to identify as consciousness and navigate as consciousness, our personal storyline completely transforms, and our experience of living in this world completely transforms. And collectively, collectively, we experience incredible transformation. So I would say that we're in the process of experiencing enormous transformation in the world, looking at what's going on in key places around the world. I'm really excited to see what is coming up, because what I see now is a reflection of the 100th monkey, where there's enough of us operating as consciousness that is tipping over into collective change. So these are really exciting times. And if you're feeling overwhelmed, just give yourself a break and focus on the next indicated thing. So if you like these videos, please click the like button and subscribe. That way you're telling YouTube to share them far and wide and get them out to people who really need to see this information. And if you want a free sample of one of my consciousness techniques, click on the link below to the skybox technique. It'll give you an expanded perspective of your life. And if you want some manifestation techniques, Manifesting Money and Miracles is my self-study program where you can easily learn how to embody frequencies to create amazing changes in your life. And if you want to know more, my website is joan-newcomb.com. There you can learn about my individual sessions where I take a look at the essence of who you are and what's going on in your life today. And then I can answer any questions that you might have, whether it's about relationships, money, jobs. I talk to dead people, and it's all recorded just for you. And if you want to learn how to do this for yourself, Manifesting Money and Miracles is a great preparation for my coaching program where I work with you one-on-one and give you specifically chosen consciousness techniques so that you can transform your life. So go to my website, joan-newcomb.com, and I'll see you tomorrow in another Morning Musings.